when it comes push to shove, like you guys act like you have some like virtuous reason to be here. Like you're like the vigilante of truth that has to come and counter disinformation. Kosho, you are an anomaly. Kosho, I believe you when you say you just have built friendships with the people here and you like to talk about the different subjects. I actually believe that. But the vast majority of anti-flat earthers here, that's not why they're here. They get off on like trying to slam dunk on flat earthers every day, but what I'm trying to understand is like why? Like why though? Because like if you do prove a flat earther wrong, what happens? Oh, everyone's still told the same thing they're all told. Right? So now if we make a difference, everything changes.
I think I know why they do it. I think they try to convince us, but really, in doing so, in other words, if they convince us, somehow it becomes right in their head. And I'm not talking about the trolls. The trolls, we know why. I'm talking about the ones that are in between. I think if they can convince us, they can convince themselves, I think, somehow in their mind.
But like, what flat earther has ever been convinced of anything from any glober or anti-flat earther?
I know it's futile. I know.
That can't be the goal, right? They must know. They must have other goals.
Well, if they know, what other goal is there? It's either they're getting paid. What else?
Well, for me, it's like a puzzle. You know, I like puzzles, and realizing that some of the arguments just don't go through. It's like, well, what other way can I reword this argument to where it could, click in their heads? So for me, it's a puzzle.
I said that
you're young, still learning.
Together his own model.
Yeah.
Your own model hasn't clicked in your head yet.
Yeah, if you say so.
No, it's not if I say so. You just admitted it to me just 2 hours ago, right? Like,
what did I say?
When we came down to this whole entire idea of perspective and what we see and what the horizon is, you're just a bunch of I don't knows. I don't know. I don't know.
What specifically it was that I didn't.
Yeah, I said if you admit that things drop optically due to perspective towards the horizon, then you claim that it's actually because the curvature of the Earth that's blocking the cloud. When does it switch over?
What do you mean? When does it switch over? If it's far enough, it'll start succumbing to the the roughly 8 inches per mile square. I mean that's just kind of how it works.
One perspective still be happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it's dropping because of the curve and because of perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's doing both, but where it's actually lower than it physically should be, like if you're doing trigonometry and it's like physically lower than where it should be, that's where it's curved.
Right, and this is right where we got into me just slam dunking on your little claim about trigonometry, right? But this is what I'm saying. Wait. So I'm saying, so you're talking about that it's both of them, right? And that's why I was asking you specifically, like, where's the shift or where's the math that you're accounting for the optical declination based on perspective, and you're also accounting for the curvature of the Earth. And the follow-up is, since you just admitted that it's both of them, then if we took curvature out of the equation, then you agree that things would still drop down. Optically,
they would drop down optically, but they wouldn't be lower. We have an expected value to where they would be, like expected, like whatever they would. We know where they should be, and then trigonometry. We literally just do the trig, and we'd be like, okay, this is how much it should be, lower down.
So you agree that if your interpretation about the way that visual space is described with geometry is wrong, then your entire argument is wrong?
No, because visual space, that whole visual space thing, I'm pretty sure that's a projection. That doesn't change like the angles in which these things are. The angles assume like, straight lines for light or whatever.
Dude, you're claiming perspective of Euclidean, that is a projection.
No, wait, what?
It's that hanging out with flat earthers is way more fun than globers.
Yeah.
No, hold on. Let's go back to that for a second. All right. I'm saying if the whole visual, thing or whatever, right? That's only a projection. So projections, they don't really, like, the angle between objects, they stay the same. Even on a projection, the angles are set. All right. It's the projection only kind of, maybe like, I want to say distorts the image per se, but that's visually it looks different from one.
See, so Bacon, we just see what happened, Bacon. So Bacon's whole argument was that, well, they converge because you go from 3D to 2D, and that's a projection. Now Arma's saying it's not a projection, and that it's real, tangible reality somehow when he brings up geometry. But so this is why it's a boring, redundant.
Oh, he's saying that the angles
haven't pieced together your own position.
Still true.
It is true.
The angles don't change, which is still true.
Oh, is it a projection? Yes or no? Is it a projection? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so Arm is wrong then.
Wait, what's a projection?
What is he saying is not a projection?
He
like
literally
when you get the
3D describe what we see.
When you get a 3D space,
so let's go back to Kai's question.
Wait, what did I say? Hold on. What did I say? Hold on.
No.
I don't want to debate with you guys. I'm tapping out.
He don't.
Right, thank you.
He doesn't want to do.
Glover, Bacon, can you just?
He's gonna drop the bomb and run away.
Okay, just a second. Sorry, they were interrupting you. Bacon, if you want to pretend I'm running from you, I could chuck Jameson, get run over by a truck, get drugged behind a horse, and still debate you. Please stop pretending I've dunked on you so much, I'm tired of playing basketball. So we're just going to let her talk also. She never comes in here. So if you don't mind just like letting her at least say a couple things so you can all have a conversation with her, that'd be great.
Yeah, it's bring your wife to work week. Okay, Bacon, question. Can you admit that hanging out with flat earthers is more fun than Globers?
I never hang out with flat earthers.
Come on, you do it every day. You're here every talking about.
Are you talking about Discord? Well, that depends on what are the flat earthers and what are the Globers.
Kai's starting to get how it is in these rooms. Like you gotta like fight them to get basic conversation. So
Okay,
I mean, it depends on the flat earthers and depend on the Globers. Like there are
try
many flat earthers that I like to hang out with.
Try not interrupting, guys. It's a lady speaking.
Yeah, she literally said, like, are you hanging out with flat earthers right now? Yes or no?
Oh, we were. Before you brought up this geometry thing again, we were actually hanging out, and then it turned into a debate again.
Fun to hang out with flat earthers, right?
That wasn't the answer.
You won't answer the question?
Are you scared?
I did answer. That's not what the answer was.
That doesn't mean that the Earth is not a globe. If you like hanging out with flat earthers, just admit it.
It's
I
not
said
contagious.
it depends on the flat earthers. Some flat earthers are actually nice to hang out with, and some are definitely not. And same for Globers. There are many Globers that would never want to hang out with them.
You're actively
I was speaking
to hang out with flat earthers over a bunch of Globers.
That's a tough one.
No, actually, there's a bunch of Globers here.
But you're selecting.
Actually, there's a bunch of Globers here.
Right. If you just wanted to hang out with exclusively Globers, you would be in a Glober server, correct?
Actually, no, because the Globers that are not in Flat Earth servers don't talk about the subjects that the Globers that are in Flat Earth servers talk about. And I'm here for the subjects. That's why I'm here.
Why don't you go to gyms?
It's not that complicated.
Why are you here?
That's mostly Globers.
Yeah, that's mostly.
They
I was
don't
just going to say Gems is a swinging place.
Yeah, the Globers and Gems are not the same Globers that we find here.
Hanging out with flat earthers over Globers. I just want them to admit that because it's obvious.
It's tricky because I mean, in some instances I would say that, but some instances I'd be like, it really depends.
No, this
maybe
is
on average. Maybe on average, there's a slight edge, maybe.
I'm sorry. I'm saying if everyone left this server today and they went to a different Flat Earth server, it would take a couple days, and you guys would find your way over there. You guys would follow us.
It's so weird.
Isn't that what happened?
You to admit it.
Well, not really. If the people I like to hang out with,
and it was only Globers, you guys would actively go pursue to find flat earthers.
That's what he said. That's not what we're saying. I wouldn't agree with that. I wouldn't agree with that.
You just did it. You did it to Tartaria.
What?
Dude, you did it to Tartaria.
Yeah, but there are Globers there too. You're not proving your point because it's the same Globers that were here.
There are Globers there because they tracked down the server, just like with anti-disinformation, right? So, like, say we just said there was a period of time where Zanuck was just going 1,000,000 miles an hour for 8 hours a day. It was like the Zanuck channel. Sometimes I just need a breather, right? So, but then I'd go there and like slowly over time, Globers were there. Like you got to admit, the Globers are going to always seek out where the flat earthers congregate.
No, that's wrong because first off, I was actually a lot of Globers, including me, were actually given invites, to a lot of these servers. All right, that's why we're there.
You actively choose to join.
No, well, we're actively given these fucking like invites. I mean, I get your argument, but like you're making it seem like we're really like hunting this shit down. No, we're literally given the invites. We're like, okay, there's chances gonna be more debate there, so let's fucking go there. It's fun, Like I was given an invite. I mean, I wasn't like hunting this shit down.
To actively choose to come.
Which is
she's just saying, just admit, don't make it weird. Just admit that you like hanging out with flat earthers.
Yeah, we do, but I don't know if it's like better than that's a tricky one.
I think I heard I do before the denial. Heard it.
Glovers.
I think maybe I can maybe give you that.
At least you're being honest over Bacon. So you get a gold star.
Look, there's 4 NASA channels right now
Yeah,
live.
where climate zone is exactly?
When?
You just wouldn't
Why
just
is she
straight up
calling
admit
me
that
a
you like to
zonist?
hang out with flat earthers over
Okay,
Globers.
but so if you're saying that I don't admit because you already know the answer that what I do and what I don't like, and if I don't answer what you think I should answer, then I'm being dishonest. So you know
look,
better than me
if
what
you
I
don't
like.
like hanging out
And
with
you're
flat
gonna
earthers over Globers,
you're going to
why-
assume, and you're going to assume, and you're going to assume that if I don't give the answer you expect, then I'm being dishonest instead of you not actually knowing what I like.
Okay, man, that was really, really cool. So, what we're saying is, if you really preferred to hang out with Globers over flat earthers, why don't you guys just go make a Glober server where you just constantly talk about flat Earth?
We answered this
Pop
already,
balls
though.
all day.
We answered this already, though. But when you do that, though, I mean, sure, I guess you could still have some of the similar topics, whatever. But I feel like you're still missing that aspect of the actual, like, well, I guess for me it's the debate. I guess it depends on other people, but for me it's like the debate. Like you're not going to really get that if you're just talking with other Globers,
For you guys, there is no debate in your mind, right? Like you think that there's no that like it's just a ball, right?
Well, no, there's no.
Or
'Cause
is
for
there
me,
like
I mean, there's
1%
no
of you
debate.
that is like just waiting to be convinced?
No. For me personally, it's whenever I hear an argument, I'm like, oh shit, how do I take that apart? Like, how do I destroy this argument? Because it sounds like it might be possible, but there is something logically wrong with it. Like the azimuthal grid of vision, I totally disagree with that. And for me right now, that's like a huge puzzle for me to solve. I'm trying to figure out how can I 100% prove that this is just bunk.
Well, you might want to start by disproving SunCalc.
Yeah, first disprove time and date, stellarium, and SunCalc. That'll be the first step.
Well, I'm talking about like the stars, like the southern rotation. I'm not talking about like the whole looking 360, but that's another time though. Let's continue this other discussion though. But yeah, for me, it's the puzzle. It's the puzzle aspect. So
if you like the debate, is there a part of you that you can admit to this that you're just waiting to hear an argument that will be strong enough that'll make you go to the fun side?
No. I mean, I mean, if it wasn't
so if you're dead set on a globe, then why debate
once
it?
again, it's the puzzle. It's the puzzle. It's just fun.
So are you gonna see? I won't put you on the spot. Like a lot of us have kind of realized that in reality, this is our opinion, right? Obviously, and the odds of even if this was the case of you publicly saying it's pretty low. But what I think is you guys are actually very interested in the conversation. You know that flat earthers come up with pretty brilliant things that we hone in on a lot of the biggest question marks that are unanswered in all of physics, whether the Earth's a ball or not. We find the holes, we talk about them, we try to figure out what's going on. We think outside the box, right? We're very innovative people. Like we're very creative, right? We figure things out ourselves. We think for ourselves. And it's an interesting conversation. It makes tons of progressions. And I think that you guys enjoy it. I think you guys enjoy like, oh, wow, I do wonder what's up with the magnetic field. Wow, you start to realize that we have good points. And so in order to keep up to date with the conversation, but never have to deal with the public humiliation of being in the position of a flat earther, you can come in, be a Glober, and that way you always get to be involved in the progression of flat earth without actually having to deal with any of the kickback.
I mean, it's a nice little theory, but I mean,
I like Demon Strike.
You guys would have flat earth withdrawals. Like if the CIA came to your house and said, you cannot be on Discord, you cannot watch anything flat earth related for 2 straight years, you guys would have withdrawals.
Yeah, maybe. No, that's not true. That's not true. I was actually out of the debate for quite a while. I'd probably just find something else to do, hobby-wise.
But yet, where are you now?
Well, yeah, right now I am, but sometimes I do take breaks. I'm just like, okay. There was a time where I hadn't like touched like the debate or whatever for like months. I was like, eh.
But did you watch anything flat earth related?
No, I didn't. I literally haven't touched. I didn't like touch it for like months. I was like, this is kind of boring. Whatever. I got other things I want to do, and then I just came back because I'm like, okay, well, you know what?
Because you're addicted. So like you were able to kick the habit for a couple months, right? And then you relapsed because you're addicted.
No, not addicted. It's more just like you have a hobby, right? And then you kind of get bored of it, so you switch to another hobby, and then that's kind of like what I do basically. Like sometimes I like to do games. Like right now, the hobby is this right now. Like I haven't touched making video games in a long time. Like I just haven't.
Can you admit that flat earthers are pretty smart?
Smart?
Pretty smart.
I mean, I mean, you're kind of pushing it now, right?
Yikes!
That's the funny part.
They know that being a flat earther is way more fun, and they just want to observe the cool kids. They can't take the plunge. It's okay.
You want to sit at the lunch table but you're never invited to the lunch table. Which technically we're inviting you, right? I mean, it's open to everyone, but in the analogy, you can't sit at the lunch table. So you get real close to the lunch table and you listen to what they talk about. Someone starts beating on their pencil, like, yeah, I'm just chilling here to beat and kill it, right? We're like all having fun at the lunch table, and you guys want to sit there and like listen to it.
It's like the hall monitor. Like, how dare you guys have fun? But I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna
watch you guys the whole time.
I'm gonna tiptoe down to the corner and make sure I listen to what you guys are saying, and that's what I genuinely think it is, right? It's okay though, because you can sit at the table, you know, like we'll be cool with you. You have to sit at the end though.
I see.
Yo, but if you can jump on the beat, you know, you can scoot over towards the middle of the table, maybe.
I get triggered. Don't want us to know that we know.
That we know that you know that we know that you know.
She knows.
She knows. I know. She knows. So, is that a pretty accurate assessment of you guys' psychology?
Nope.
Of course, see, denial is, of course.
Well, see, I'm credentialed in it, so I'm
not agreeing with you is denialism.
No, hey, appeal to
feeling-
credentials is your freaking forte, dude. So she's allowed to talk about it.
Yep.
Yeah, she has a degree in this.
I never appealed to authority.
Oh, you have to listen to her. You have to listen to her. She has a
no one
degree.
else, unless you have the credentials.
I never said it.
I win.
Are you saying you're smarter than all psychologists?
I never
who's
said
saying
that.
It feels pretty ridiculous to be on the other
a
end
lot
of
of
that,
things
doesn't
out of
it?
your ass right now.
It feels really ridiculous to be on the other end of that, doesn't it?
I don't know about that.
You don't know about that.
I think you're just making shit up.
Hold on, your wife's a psychologist? Bow, guys.
I mean, I
Bow
already gave you.
before
I already gave
a higher
what?
authority.
Bow down. Whatever she
On
says
your
about your
knees.
guys' psychology must be true.
Kiss the diploma.
Uh-huh.
Right.
How do you like that, guys? You don't like it, huh? When somebody pulls a diploma on you.
Have I ever
Speechless.
made an argument against that or for it or whatever? I don't know if I've ever made an argument like
This
that.
is
so.
called cognitive dissonance, my friends.
She would know. She would know. So I think it's a pretty accurate assessment, but it's cool. It's cool, man. Like you guys, like for example, you guys say that I'm just gonna talk about me because I'm me, right? Like you guys will say like, "What's this crazy, wrong about everything, stupid about everything," and then you'll be like, "What, Austin? What's it? What if light is what you think it is, and how does this work? And what? So what do you think about electromagnetism? Well, what do you think gravity really is? Well, what do you think the ether is? Okay, well, how does this toroid work? Well, what do you think that space is then? Well, why would you want to know all of my opinions of the most confounding, cutting edge questions in physics? Now, it's a generalized thing, right? But I frequently get asked this by Glover. So just as an example, when she asked you, can you admit that flat earthers, there's a lot of flat earthers that are smart and make good points? You couldn't say it. You couldn't acknowledge it.
Well, I said I don't know about that. I was like, you're kind of pushing it. Like, I don't personally. I mean, there's some good, decent arguments, but I wouldn't go as far as say like real, like, smart. Like,
So there's no flat earthers that are real smart?
I mean, I don't know. That's kind of pushing it. Like,
Isn't
I
that
said,
a typical Globy response? I mean, come
Damn.
on.
There aren't any intelligent flat earthers. You've never heard an
Yeah.
eloquent point articulately put from a flat earther. You haven't had anything. You've never learned anything from anyone has argued with you and hear about it. Really?
I've learned the arguments, but that doesn't mean I think they're like good or anything. I've heard a lot of like weird arguments where it's like that doesn't logically follow.
Like, do you think you could debate, for example,
you are
do you think
a
you could
true
debate me about
anti-flat earther, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think you could debate me about light, electromagnetism, or magnetism, electricity, any of that, or the ether?
I mean, okay, I guess that's a fair point, but I mean, like, does that make you really smart or does it make you knowledgeable? Like, what's the difference? Like, how do we define smart though?
Oh my god.
It's so hard to admit. It's like the
What
girl
if-
in middle school that doesn't want to admit she has a crush.
Yeah, it's like Helga and Hey Arnold.
Just admit
What?
it.
What if you learned
Yeah,
all those things from him,
admit it.
but he wasn't a flat earther? Would it
Well,
make any
well-
like really?
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, if we say knowledgeable, then fine. I'd say you're pretty knowledgeable. There are a lot of knowledgeable people here. But if you're defining smart as something else, like I don't know, like
How do you define intelligence then?
me personally, I mean, I don't know, just I guess mostly logic, like mostly
Logic.
Yeah, mostly.
So you think that Globers have more logic than me?
Yeah.
Really? Have you ever watched the person that literally taught logic at university break down my debates?
No, personally, I guess I haven't. No.
So he's not a glober. He's not a flat earther. He remains publicly neutral, and he taught logic in university, and he breaks down the debates. And say when I debated Professor Brian Myers, right? He got like hundreds of fallacies, and I got a couple. And he's not being biased. So isn't that how you would determine the use of logic?
I guess so. Yeah, because I mean, fallacies. The whole point is that it's like it's fallacious. It's not really logical. So I guess that's a good point. Yeah. But
So we got knowledge and logic. What? Okay. So check. What else? How do you define intelligence?
Oh, okay. We're still doing this. I thought we were gonna. Okay. So
yeah, because I want you to admit to her question. I want you to admit that there are flat earthers that are smart.
Well, no. Okay. That's why I said, because I think I said that because you said that,
Yes.
you think flat earthers, or do you think I think you said, do you think globers are smarter than me or some shit like that?
No.
Oh, well, I thought
She said,
"Oh my god."
Because you
That's what you said.
He
No,
hears
Witsit, you
it
said
that way because he's so here. Just admit it. Just say yes.
no,
Why
because
is it so
Witsit. I'm
hard?
pretty sure Witsit said something. Oh,
No, because Witsit.
Arma.
Talk about what Witsit said, because Witsit said, I'm pretty sure, like, oh, do you think globers are smarter than me or some shit like that?
No.
Wow,
Hold
Arma.
on, let's
He
do the last
said
real
that.
fast. Hold on.
Arma, just take a breath. It's okay to admit
Awakenings.
stuff, right? Arma.
Hold on, I'll look at the chat real fast. Hold on,
Yeah,
be
but you
right back.
still never. Oh my gosh.
Look at the chat real fast. I can't answer.
Yo, get this man some oxygen. Yo, this is what I'm saying. The only time I brought me up was because I was like, I can't speak for everyone, so I'll just give you a personal example, right? And I'm like, you guys, a lot of flat earthers say I'm like the stupidest person in the world and all this stuff. But then they want to know my take on like the most like confounding subjects in the world. I was just making a point. Like, can you just admit that a lot of flat earthers are very smart and have good points and interesting insights?
Yes.
Yes, or otherwise, why would you like to hang out with us all the time? I mean, that's just
I
silly.
mean, I can agree.
Exactly.
And
Easy,
hi,
Arma.
Kai. How you doing? And Red for Bear. Hi.
Hey, ladies.
All right, I'm back.
I'm
Okay,
no
so
chat.
Witsit said, do you think globers have more logic than me? That's what he said specifically.
I said that, yeah, in the debate, do you think that globers use more logic than me? Yeah.
He said, no, well, you said strictly, do you think globers have more logic than me? That's what you strictly said. And I said, yeah, I was saying on average, like, sure, maybe that one debate that you had with the one guy, maybe he wasn't more logical than you.
No,
But
every
I think
debate.
on average, though.
Name one public debate that the glober used less fallacies than I did.
Well, I wasn't really going based off of that. I was just saying on average, I think globers are more logical. I don't really know for sure. I think they're more logical than you.
Okay, well, see, this is the truth. The flat earthers actually kind of they've learned fallacies way more so. This is all a generalized conversation, but what we like to be a flat earther, you have to understand logic. So you have to be like, whoa, these are a lot of affirming the consequent, begging the question, reification fallacies, appeal to authority, appeal to consensus, conflation of correlation and causation. That sounds like a bar. So like we had to learn that to be a flat earther. You guys still don't understand the importance of those fallacies, generally speaking.
Okay, but you did. Okay, but that just because you know the names doesn't mean you always properly use them, though. Because like actually recently, I think it was yesterday. Actually, yeah, it was yesterday where you told me that because I was saying because you pretty much said, oh, we don't see 50% of the celestial sphere or the sky, whatever, right? And then I said, okay, prove it. And you said, don't prove it. Prove a negative, whatever. You're not supposed to prove a negative, whatever. But you still also have to back that up. You can't just say something like, oh, that doesn't, proving a negative works when it comes to, like, for example, let's say leprechauns. All right. If you say leprechauns don't exist, well, what is your reasoning for that? Well, we don't have evidence. All right. Now, if I said, prove that they don't exist, that would be like, yeah, that'd be proving like a negative. Like that's fallacious because, they could be hiding. All right. And it may be, impossible to, find the leprechaun because they're just that sneaky. Right. So in that case, proving leprechauns exist would be the best way to, solve that, whatever. But when it comes to like the fucking sky, though, like you can literally measure that. Literally, the sky's above us, right? The nighttime happens literally like the other half of the day, right? Happens every day. Like it's very easy to prove whether the sky is, whether there's 50% of the celestial sphere or not up there.
So wait, just to clarify, you think that from one single position on the Earth that you can see 50%, you can see the entire sky that the entire dark part of the globe sees?
Celestial sphere. Celestial sphere was the specific thing we were talking about.
Yeah, but like, that would be either 50% of the globe or it would be the azimuthal grid. But wait, I think Kai has a question.
Yeah, I want to know, or Matter, I don't know how to say your name.
Yeah.
Isn't it pretty illogical to hang out with a bunch of illogical people?
No, because it's a puzzle. I already told you my motivation. It's a puzzle. I like puzzles.
Just keep saying puzzle, but you just need to admit it.
No,
just admit it.
I told you already.
You
it's a
love
puzzle.
flat Earth. You love it.
Yeah, to some extent, it is pretty fun. But
Okay,
I already told you that. Yeah, it's a puzzle. Sometimes the argument is like, how do you tackle that? Like it's so like vague and up in the air. Like you need something concrete. So I try to like go at it and see where I can take it apart and whatnot. Because I did that once with like Lemon's. I think what's it called, Perspective, whatever, or Lemon Vision, whatever. I remember I took it apart. I literally said, okay, what if you do this? What if you do that? Like, and it was fun because I literally got to like, figure it out, and just like, I don't know, it's just fun.
Long way of saying yes, Arma. Kind of zoned out.
It's
okay,
good, yeah.
Cool.
Wait, what the hell is this? The eye to see, take back the sky, trails and sky. Okay, I don't know what this person.
Yeah, you definitely want to watch those if you can handle it.
Why?
I posted something for you, Arma. Live stream text 1.
Opposite of logic is nonsense, silliness, unreasonableness.
Wait, did you ever admit that a lot of flat earthers are really smart and have interesting insights and good ideas and make good points?
I mean, okay, I guess you could have some smart ones and just maybe, yeah, I guess you can. Well, I mean, once again, that's why I was saying maybe like knowledgeable. I guess you could have a few smart flat earthers that are just sort of like maybe deceived or something, But I think they're more knowledgeable than they are smart, though.
Why are you trying so hard to qualify it? Why not just give a simple affirmation?
Okay, you know what? I guess to really simplify this, yeah, I'm sure there are some.
You think you're simplifying?
You had to qualify it.
Okay.
I just want them to admit it. Like, I don't even care about them admitting the Earth is flat. You'll never get that from them. But if they can just admit that they love flat Earth.
You guys love it.
Love it. Just admit it. All of them. All of the ones that are in, especially the ones that are in here all the time.
It is pretty fun. All right, like I said, puzzles are
fun. See, that was easy. You could have started with that.
I already said that. I said puzzles are fun, and this is a puzzle for me.
No.
Especially like even the ones like Witsit's debates and stuff, the people that are like, get a job. Word salad. Like I want them to admit it too. Like they love it. They love flat Earth.
Yeah, think about this, Arma, right? If 99% of Globers have all said that I use word salad for 3 to 4 straight years, and every time, literally hundreds of times, I've asked them, okay, can you name one specific time that I used word salad? None of them have been able to provide one single answer for 4 years, but they all say that all I use is word salad. Now, isn't that weird? Like, what's the psychology behind that, in your opinion, Arma?
I guess it's just like whenever you start like explaining something, whatever, you sort of just like use words, I guess, that we don't usually understand. I guess you could make the argument that okay, that's on us, but I also feel like if you're gonna argue with people, right? Don't you think you should argue to like the best debater is one that can get through the to the other person, even if they have to dumb down their language. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like maybe that's what they mean by word salad, is that you're just kind of using.
Oh, so they're stupid and don't know what word salad means. That's your response.
That's not stupid. That's ignorance. Once again,
ignorant.
That's why I made it.
If you're corrected 500 times and then you continue for 4 years, wouldn't that spill over into being stupid?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe but
just ignorant.
That's why I made a huge distinction between knowledgeable and smartness, though, because I do think if you're ignorant, that doesn't make you stupid. It just makes you ignorant.
But it would be stupid to just keep saying it once corrected.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, once again, I think the context is important, though. But yeah, I guess given if they never like learned the words, whatever. But I mean, like also, I don't even know if the words. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe they do.
They can never answer the question. They can never give a specific example of word salad. Word salad is a phrase of incoherent, jumbled up mess that doesn't make sense. It's actually defined as like typically like incoherent ramblings of a schizophrenic person, right? Like I've never done anything like that. Okay, I would love to simply break down concepts and to convey it really calm, but in these debates, I get incessantly interrupted. So I've had to boil my arguments down to like 3 concise, hyper-specific, like centrifugal divergence, conjugate geometric expression, light is the excitation or perturbation of the background. Because if I begin to try to explain the entire thing, I will never get through it. But anyway.
But I feel like you kind of have to, because if we don't know about those things, then you're not really making an argument per se. Like you're like you could be, if we knew what those were, but because we don't know what those are, you're not really debating like with us per se. You're really kind of just like talking to.
You're saying that you should always tailor your arguments to the dumbest person in the room. Like that's your argument. Like, I don't know. I just explained that I can't do it because if I try to calmly explain it in really simple terms in these public debates, I always get interrupted to where I have to say really fast phrases where it efficiently and concisely makes the point, and that requires vocab. And by the way, vocabulary isn't like the devil, Arma. It's good to kind of like increase your vocabulary. That's actually a sign of intelligence.
That's fine, but the thing is, once again, you still have to. If you're going to argue with someone, right, you need to actually like argue with them, right? So if I'm going to argue with a Chinese person, I'm going to speak Chinese, right? If you're going to argue with someone that doesn't know the words, you're going to want to use words that they do know, or at least explain these concepts or whatever, because otherwise it means nothing. We need to know what you're talking about.
Okay, I have a question. Sorry to change the topic, but I have a question for the Globers, not just Arma, unless Arma's the only Glober that's going to talk.
Probably.
Why do people stalk people? Why would a person stalk somebody?
Stalkers, I guess.
That's it?
I guess.
Any other Globers? Can you answer that? Why would someone stalk someone?
What is this? This is okay.
Out of some probably deep, unplaced personal need of some unfettered emotion, I would think, right?
So, why do people stalk Witsit?
I could not tell you.
Because I feel like there's a lot of people that stalk him. Like a lot of like prominent Globers. They actively stalk him like McToon.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you personally.
Why do you think that a lot of Globers stalk Flat Earthers?
Say that again? With whatever your name is, I don't know your name.
Mrs. Gets It.
Gets It? Oh, Mrs. Witsit? Wait, what?
Mrs.
Mrs. Gets It. That's great.
Mrs. Gets It. Okay, Mrs. Gets It. All right, there you go. Yeah, because I didn't want to say Witsit's girlfriend or whatever, or wife, or because that just sounds kind of
wife.
Yeah, or wife. I mean, I guess I could say wife, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like okay, whatever. Mrs. Gets It. All right, yeah. So, what were you saying again? Because SE kind of came in for a second, and I kind of missed your point. The stalking thing. You said something about stalking.
Yeah, I just want to know why people stalk people.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't stalk people. So
don't you think it's weird as like you're a member of the Globe community, so you should be concerned about your community? Why are members of your community stalking Flat Earthers?
I mean, yeah, I guess that could be weird, but I mean, like, I don't know if it's. I mean, that's sort of like I get that. Like, it's a community thing, whatever, right? But like, also, they're also their own person, whatever. So I mean, like, I guess like, could be like, hey, don't do that, whatever. But I don't really know these stalkers. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really look into this shit. I'm just here to debate. So if that is happening, that's messed up,
Can you admit that in the Globe community that is a problem?
Maybe it is. I guess it is. According to the information I've been given right now, I guess it is. I haven't really,
You didn't know that? You didn't know that Globers stalk Flat Earthers?
I mean, maybe like if there was like one person, then I'm like, okay, that's one person. If it's like, a huge thing, then yeah, I guess that's like, okay. But I never really knew, if that is the case, then that is a little weird. I'll give you that. We need to kind of chill out. But.
And why do they do that? Why would they do that? If Flat Earth is so stupid. And they say it over and over, that Flat Earth is so stupid.
I could not tell you. Wait, aren't you like what would you say, like a psychologist or some shit? What'd you have? What'd you say? You got a degree in what?
Psychology.
psychology. Yes. Why are you asking me for?
Well, because you're a member of the community, so I'm asking.
Yeah. Well,
I'm asking you to speak on behalf of your community.
Oh, well, it's not like this community is like a hive mind. I don't know what goes on in their heads. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't.
Would flat earthers agree that Globers definitely stalk flat Earth?
They agree. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's weird. They got to stop doing that. The Globers have to stop doing that. There you go. I'm trying to do this fucking thing right now. I'm trying to. But yeah, that's fucking weird. Yeah, I'll give you that.
All right, so I got an idea. I want you guys to really soak this in, and then maybe me and Kai can tell you, because it's like our perspective of life, right? Because I think this is what you guys don't understand about flat earthers, okay? Here's like an idea, and then I'll let Kai give her input, or you can respond or whatever, but this is how we look at life. We're like, yo, we have a 3-month-old, and like we don't want her to be brainwashed the same way we were. We want her to be taught how to think, not what to think. We want her to be able to figure things out herself. We want her to understand logic at a young age. We think a lot of children are being brainwashed, and the curriculum's getting progressively worse, and the indoctrination is getting more powerful. We think that we were being misled about a lot of significant truths. And so when we sit in our personal life, we sit here and we talk about these things in like a genuine vibration, like, wow, the world's being deceived, and let's figure out how to try to make it better. So that's our perspective in this conversation. And that's why we're so passionate about it. Does that like elude your guys' grasp or something? Have you ever thought of that?
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know, man. Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess.
I know, as the Globers are running away, it's kind of funny.
Well, because we're not doing the debate. That's what we're here for. We like the debate, and we're.
Because you don't like to hear the real stuff.
No, because
I came in here and brought it to a real level.
Because this is boring.
This is how you jujitsu the Globers.
This is
You
like
debate the Earth. You just go within.
This is boring.
This is like sunlight to a vampire. This is what's happening right now.
It's like pulling the mirror out.
Yeah. The holy water. You're throwing holy water on them.
Arma, I want you to really take in what I'm saying. Like, think about that. Think about that. There are millions of people. With the last survey in 2022, it projects 37 to 38 million in flat earthers in the United States alone, and that's probably low. And there's tons of closet flat earthers. Then you have Brazil. You have all these countries, right? You have hundreds of millions of flat earthers. And what these people think is, wow, we want to make the world a better place. We think that we're being deceived, and we really look at it as this serious, important truth. And we think that our world is kind of falling apart, and that our children are being lied to, and about many things, not just the Earth. So do you understand like how real and like profound of a motivation that is from our end compared to what your motivation is? Is you like puzzles?
Yeah. I mean, okay. I mean, that doesn't. So what? I mean, I can still like my puzzles. Like, I get it. You guys have legitimate whatever, but I mean, I'm still gonna love puzzles.
I'm not telling you not to like puzzles, Arma. What I'm saying is like, I think intellectual sparring is good, right? So it's whatever. I'm just saying, have you ever really thought of that? Like, have you thought about it? Like, I think if you guys, for example, if you had a camera and you got to see like me and Kai chilling in the living room and talking, like, you would feel bad.
Bad.
Yeah, like you would like feel bad for the way that you guys behave in these environments.
Yeah, maybe. But like, I
Well,
mean,
see, this is why I don't even debate like flat Earth, like the main points. Like now it's the thing of vision or whatever. Like, I just want to debate like the deep stuff.
Like the meta.
Like why are you here?
So
What are you getting out of this? Yeah, that's really important.
Yeah. You can go forever.
Yeah, because people can always just say refraction. You can't say refraction with your feelings.
You got refraction, gravity, and reference frame. And you're just gonna say those three things anytime you can't answer.
And bendy light.
Bendy light. Bendy light.
We have a new one now. We have a new one. Level at a point. Single point geometry. That's the newest one.
Yeah, locally flat.
Oh, shit, sometimes they meme themselves, huh?
Just let them talk, bro. Just let them talk.
Dude, when it gets real, you guys go mute.
I'm not mute.
I swear, next debate, you should just go like psychoanalytical on them. Don't even talk about like
just bring you. All he has to do is bring you along. Just bring your wife along.
Dude, we talked about that. We actually talked about like doing another debate together. We of course we have
Need
Aaliyah,
that.
so she needs to go to sleep. But like, where Kai's just like the mom.
Exactly. Okay, Tony. Use your big words, okay? Don't call names, Tony. That's not polite.
That would be terrific.
Yeah, like she literally just like moms it, and then she's like, wait, you're interrupting, and wait, that's a non sequitur. Can you calm down? I think it would be so funny to have Kai just like mom them.
Definitely do that, Kai. We need to hear you more.
Yeah, that would be very disarming because they're usually very aggressive and defensive towards you, so she would probably balance that out, man.
Yeah, even though MC Toon was still like that with her.
Yeah.
And she smoked MC Toon. It was really funny. Dude, do you remember that? The Eclipse thing? Yeah. He had like no answer.
You know, that's the worst thing for them, huh? It's one thing getting done in by a man, but getting done in by a woman from these, I don't want to insult them, but we know what we're talking about. It's like, it's almost like an Islamic soldier getting shot by a woman, right? They think they're not going to go to heaven. It's almost like that for them.
Really?
A lot of ballers, they like cuck to their women. Like they think that's like they're like 20 years behind, so they think that's still the cool thing to do.
Way to do what?
Yeah. Dude, she doesn't even come in here and she knows.
I'm not gonna say which anti-flat earther it was because I don't want to give him clout, but he had his wife like on his YouTube videos just letting him like run him. And I'm like, you know that this is so lame now, right? Like not cool anymore to let your woman like run you.
Of course it was never cool, so. Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot of virtue signaling that goes on. Right. So like MC Toon, I'm like, would you like to admit that the corrected column actually isn't just a base average and that's just ridiculous? And he's like, bitch. And then and then he's like, I'm like, bro, like he's like, and I don't even cuss, bro. I'm like, yeah, what you did was really lame. You took me out of context and blah blah blah. I'm like, a lot of the stuff you do is dishonest and frankly pretty gay. And dude, he went full on virtue signal. Oh, did you use gay as a derogatory term? What's wrong with gay people? Oh, I'll be more like Jesus and accept them. What do you like? Just it's a lot of virtue signaling. Well, usually when I ask Globers like, why do you guys do this? They're like, because you guys are lying to people. You're lying to children. You're spreading misinformation. Like you're virtuous to be here. Like your morally degenerate behavior where you personally attack people is actually virtue.
But see, then you just gotta have them admit that they love flat Earth. That's it.
Arma already did. It took him 10 minutes, but you got him to say he loves it, yeah.
I think most people in here probably would too. She does not maybe know, but like, so I would say Zanuck would quickly admit it. Kosho would always admit it. But it's funny because she came in, Kosho dropped, Bacon deafened.
Bodies. Bodies.
Yeah, let the bodies hit the floor, bro. You just bring Kai in.
Weak men are afraid of strong women. It's as simple as that. Doesn't get any simpler. They're afraid. They're afraid of you.
I ain't afraid of Sky, Kai, or whatever she calls herself. Bring it on.
There's the Frenchman. There's the Frenchman.
Whatever she calls herself.
Yeah, whatever she goes by.
Wait, what's mine?
Glober
yeah,
or not, like
whether
whether
Mrs. to you, buddy.
yeah, Mrs. Yeah, I really even Globers, right? Like if they have a strong relationship, if the woman's set in her way and the man is strong, I'm happy for him, right? Like it's so weird how people here are so different. Even myself, right? Like I find myself being so different when I'm on Discord than I am in real life. It's weird. So I know they're got to be doing the same thing, right?
I remember that. I made that.
There's no way they're talking to people like this on the street, right? Like,
Bruh. Not even a chance, man. Like the only couple Globers that came out in real life, bro, they were shaking, nervous, like it was super funny, right? It's just yeah.
Dude, the one guy brought his mom. And his mom was like so disappointed in him because he started being aggressive. Now Tommy.
Tommy, calm down.
That was in Houston. That was so
Peach cobbler for you, Tommy.
Is that a real thing that happened that I have to go watch now? Oh my god.
Was that in Houston? I think it was
Oh my
Houston.
god.
So he flat smacked the cops.
Oh, you were there.
Duh.
Yeah, she was with me. Yeah, we flat smacked the cops, and then this guy who's like, I don't know what, like 60 something, brought his like
hefty,
his elderly mom out. And dude, it was so funny. She was like so embarrassed. He's like, you can tell he's like, there's this crazy flat earther. He's gonna be in Houston. Let's go see him. And then he just starts getting like destroyed in the debate. And
Wait.
So
He was out with his mom, or he brought her there to see you?
Yeah, he like clearly he brought her to go out and see me.
I didn't know that.
Everything
I thought they just walked up.
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he like knew everything about me. He's like telling her all about me, and she's like, "What am I doing?" Like, you could tell she was so embarrassed.
They came back actually. They left and then they had to come back.
Yeah. And then the cops tried to shut me down, and I was like, "Oh well, get your supervisor, my guy." And then I ended up flat smacking all of them, and they were like, "Yo, I like this guy," and they were super interested, asking questions, shook my hand. Yeah. They were asking about flat Earth.
It's an interesting topic no matter what, right? Or do you mean you believe the Earth is not a sphere? I'm like, no. It's worse than that. I've measured it not to be a sphere. Like, I know for a fact they're lying to us, dude. It's all right. I mean, we can handle it. We're grown men. But what you need to realize is maybe you need to do a little of your own research. And most people, when you approach it like that, they're like, yeah, man, I felt something. They always come in with they knew, right? Like, I always knew they were lying to us about other stuff, but I didn't know they would take it this far. Stuff like that. That's the real world reaction.
Did you ever wake up any cops with the other stuff you were preaching about when you were on your tour? Like
I said, the cops were asking where to find more information, and we're like asking questions. They're like, "Oh, whoa, that's crazy, and that's very interesting, and I really like this guy." And one of them believed in the scriptures, and I started talking to him in relation to that in context. Would I ever know if I truly woke them up? I mean, I don't know, right? You know how flat Earth is. Like, even if you hear it in a way that is like very intriguing, you still have to go like wrap your mind around it.
It's a lot of cognitive breakthrough. All you can do is plant seeds, dude.
Yeah.
If Ky wasn't there, dude, they would have thrown your ass in jail.
Nah. I never got in trouble in any city. It was just the national parks. I guess they think they're above the law.
You know what I'm saying? We need like flat Earth cheerleaders. These hot chicks that go around. Man, he's with a hot chick. This flat Earth might be something to it.
Dude, that's what Ky said a long time ago. Said that the thing that flat Earth is missing is like a bunch of like decently attractive females that are like vocal about it, or at least like put up to the front. Just use them for aesthetics.
Really?
Yeah, I'm kind of joking, but
that's how it would be like become mainstream.
So we need like a Vanna White of flat Earth. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like a bunch of them.
Are you suggesting flat Earth babes?
Yes.
Well, that TikTok girl was perfect for it.
That'll
She was
work.
eloquent. She was
I'm
well
for
put
it.
together. And then they all attacked her for being a hot girl that talks about flat Earth, and then now she's no more.
Exactly. That's why they don't do it, because it's most men couldn't deal with what some public flat earthers have to deal with, right? Like if a lot of men saw the stuff that I get, they would be like, "Oh my god, I'm out of here." But like women, they take it much more personal, I think, right? And yeah,
they're attacking their like everything, like their looks and everything.
Yeah, like Kyle usually more obsessively read the comments, for example, if she's in a debate. Like females are just like that. Jaren said his wife was like that, and they just like, I don't know. There's something about them where they take the internet trolls serious to an extent, So
No,
Like she knows they're trolls. I don't know how to explain it. Just like it's like the personal insults I think will affect women a little bit more. And it's such a vicious level in this realm that I mean most men can't handle it. So that's the problem. Like that Jenny girl, she comes out, she talks about it, making cool TikToks, going viral. Dude, they just freaking destroyed that girl. Like destroyed her life. Like tried to ruin her entire business.
Yeah, see but like what's gonna stop that from happening the next time someone tries to make that move?
Yeah, exactly.
It's so sad.
Intimidation. This is intimidation tactics. They know if they do it to one person publicly,
because they know that they can't prove the globe, so they just have to go. They just have to try other ways.
Yep. Imagine having enough vitriol and hate. Of course, if this is not somebody paid doing it, calling somebody's job or calling somebody's church, or it's despicable behavior.
Yeah, I'm about to drop a video. It's so funny when me and Ky were debating McToon. It's so funny.
Well, this is also why like they like to say that flat Earth is dangerous and it's hurting people. But if you can get them to admit that they love it, then everything bad they say is discredited.
That's a good point. I never thought of it like that. Like, make them understand that they're taking pleasure in harming other people type deal.
You guys got to check that video. It's so fun. Let me I'll share my screen real fast. It's so funny.
It was not even planned.
I got. All right, look, I'm gonna share my screen. It's like a minute long, but it's worth it. It's pretty funny if you've never seen it. Like the context is this is when I was first bringing up electrostatic gravity a lot, and so he started to like bring it up, and I'm like, we can get into that, but I promise you're not ready, bro. And then yeah, check this out. It's pretty funny.